Hey guys, it's Tristan with ChiroSushi. It's Wacky Wednesday, but we're going to talk about something that's wild, wacky, and definitely needed in chiropractic, which is, a love of money, man. When did money become a bad thing in chiropractic? I don't know. Maybe it was like the 90s or something. But I remember back in the day when docs had bling bling and they had Cadillacs and they were serving the masses and they were giving donations to schools. Got to get back to that. And I got a man here that I think can help and give us an edification on prosperity in chiropractic. That's the man, Dr. Mike Reid, with the Prosperity Summit coming up here in October. How you doing, dude?
Hey, Tristan, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. I really do.
Dude, I'm just honored and grateful for you to come on, man, because you're doing such big things. I want to start right off the bat before we dive into some nuggets and wisdom. We have the link above. You have the Prosperity Summit coming up. You got some people. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out. I'm going to say the sponsor of this episode is a mutual sponsor of ours, Chiropractic Leadership Alliance. You can go to subluxation.com, learn more about what the team at Dr. David Fletcher and the technology they're doing that's helping to give certainty to your communication in chiropractic. But you got a bunch of people that I love and adore: Chris Burfield, Chad Woolner, Dr. Chad Woolner, yourself, obviously, Dr. LaMarche. This is a big ass event, man, if I can say so, right?
Well, I tell you, we used to do this. I'm Canadian. Most people don't realize that, and I'm living here in the
Well, I'm
USA.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. I'm sorry.
You know, hey, so is Jill. Like a lot of us are just taking over the US. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, we're living down here in the USA, loving it. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, with a very beautiful chiropractor, Dr. Shreen Van Wagner, she's my girlfriend, and we're just kicking ass in her practice. And Prosperity was an event that I ran in Toronto, but now that I'm in here in the US, this is our new headquarters. So we decided to bring Prosperity here, and this is the first year I've had 12 speakers. Next year we're going to build it up to 18 and 24, and you're coming next year. You got the invite, Tristan. Come on down, speak from stage. But I'm excited because these are some of the people I've been associated with for 20, 30 years. I've known them for a long time, like Jill Marsh. He's a good friend of mine. And all of these people believe in empowerment. They believe in prosperity. They believe in seeing more new patients. And here's how it really breaks down. There's a very, very simple formula to chiropractic. Every chiropractor out there can be exceptionally prosperous. And the way to do this is to make sure you've got a new patient machine. So I tell them, think of it as a quadrant. The first top corner is the new patient machine. You've got to be able to have it internal in your practice, external in the practice, and you've got to have the social media at the same time. You also need to make sure that you're able to convert them to care. And I would say the number one thing that doctors are missing out there is something called the doctor's report. You've got to be able to take those patients and convert them to a care program. I don't care if it's small or if it's large, but there's got to be some sort of care program. The third step is retention. A lot of doctors miss retention tools, and they've got to be able to retain them through progress comparative exams. And the very last part is your anniversary exam, where you can transfer them into the fourth step, which is the upsell or the wellness care. And if you have that formula and you've got it down, you can easily do the seven-figure practice. And that's why we created a brand new level of the coaching. It's the Inner Circle Club, and it's for doctors who are doing seven figures and up that want to have multiple businesses and get into prosperity thinking, where they can have multiple businesses, these verticals that go across, where they can have 2, 3, 4 businesses and be very, very prosperous. I believe that if you have a formula, every chiropractor on this planet could easily see 4, 5, 600 a week or more to your limit or wherever you want to go. But when we look at the international average of 100, that's deplorable. It really is, because that's the survival mode. And what most doctors don't realize, it takes about 100 patient visits per month just to cover your overhead. So
Yeah.
you really got to start getting into prosperity thinking and start seeing volume, being efficient and efficacious in your practice in order to see a higher volume.
I love that. I want to touch on that more about the survival, and I call it, I don't know if it's apathy, but the thing that pisses me off, man, and I get passionate about this, because I got really passionate about this with some people at the ChiroSushi Summit. If you're a student and you just graduated and you're building and you're grinding and you're hustling, I got love for you, man. And the docs out there doing it. if you're established and you're just doing consistently what you've been doing for years, like my father, and you serve your community, awesome. But it's the ones that are just doing like 12, 15 patients a day, and they could be doing more, but they really don't want to. And I'm almost kind of like, get out, but at the same time, some people argue with me and say, well, about quality of life. And I just don't agree with that. I think that you can still have a quality of life and see 600 to 1,000 patients a week. Am I correct with that?
Absolutely. The way I see it, 3 mornings, 3 afternoons, and with that's about 20 hours of adjusting, 18 hours of adjusting, about 10 clinical. That's sort of formula I use. So 28 hours in a week. You can actually work Monday to Thursday, take your Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And I have a lot of my doctors doing 400, 500, 600, 800 a week. So it's easy to do if you have the system, if you have the office work around you. I always tell the story of this medical doctor from the 1920s. His name was Dr. Locke, and he was an MD that, Tristan, listen to this, you're going to shit yourself. He used to adjust feet, and he would see 300 to 500 people per day. And what he did, he sat center, and people just loaded on a table. He just rotated 60 degrees. He took their money, put it in a box behind him. But 1920, this guy was revolutionary, and he used to see volume, and he charged like $1 an adjustment. But man, this guy was loaded. And this is in a little town in Morrisburg, Ontario, and they actually had to build hotels just to accommodate the people that flew from all over the world. So, the chiropractors got out of their stinking thinking. If we change the concept from the schools and empower these kids when they came out, I believe that everyone could get there and serve. And I want to think about this. I always talk about this. We see 2% of the population are currently under chiropractic. 10% have seen chiropractors, but 2% are under care. So if we were to see 4%, man, there wouldn't be enough chiropractors around. I mean, your practice would be so busy, you wouldn't know what to do. So there's lots of room. We can't be in a poverty mentality. We got to be in a prosperity thinking. And that's why prosperity, I bring everybody together, and every speaker on stage is there to empower my audience, to empower the doctors, whether you're a client or non-client. This is open to the entire profession, and it's really designed to give you the tools that are working in 2017, 2018, so you can build a massive practice.
Yeah, and I love that you said get out of that poverty mindset, because I think also tied into that is the the buzzword in chiropractic. I've said it when we talked about CLA, is certainty, having conviction and confidence in yourself as well, because we have what I like to call the battered or belittled second-class citizen. Do you guys? I know that you guys are going to be talking about that kind of stuff, mindset as well, right there?
Yeah, and a lot of it is mindset. I have my good friend Dr. Gilles Marsh is going to be talking a lot about mindset. I'm going to be talking about that. And the thing is, we have to sort of decondition ourselves. We've been conditioned, through media, through some of the schools that are teaching this. You won't be able to see volume. Some of the governing boards are very restrictive and limiting doctors. There's a lot of fear out there. You can't practice in fear. You've got to do it out of love and gratitude. So a lot of that, the deconditioning has to happen. It's another reason I do a high ropes course. It's a 3-day event. We do a fire walk. We do a sweat lodge. I really break down the doctors. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a certified fire walker. We walk across the fire. The reason why we do that is to face their fears. And what's really interesting is the doctors who've actually been to my 3-day high ropes course, they transform. And everyone's been there, boom, their practices take off. And then I get their asses down to Dominican Republic. We do Chiropractic Without Borders. That's our charitable mission trip. And we start adjusting 500 a day just to prove to these doctors that you can adjust volume. And they go back. There's no fear. You remember Fred Barge used to say, life without fear, that they go back, they start seeing volume, their practices explode. And we do that every year, beginning in May, Dominican Republic. Anybody can come. It's an awesome experience. It's like giving birth, skydiving, and maybe getting married. It's sort of up there, but it's one of those things you've got to do if you haven't done. I've done multiple trips. We keep going to Dominican Republic because we have connections with our health group down there, and they take us around and they feed us, and it's an awesome experience.
You talked at the beginning about having an importance for social media. Obviously, it's 2017. I can't believe I'm saying this now, but it boggles my mind how many chiropractors out there haven't grasped this. But I do want to give you kudos, man, because you have, I think, Chad Woolner, Chris Burfield. I know that you work with Matt Loop. I don't think he's going to be at this summit, but you've really embraced and are I don't know where were you at with social media in your practice, and why is it so important that we have these smart, talented people that understand social media now today?
Well, here's the way I see it. Yeah, you got to be ahead of the wave. And, a number of years ago, I remember I ended up Googling social media gurus, and Matt Luke came up not only the first page and the second page, but every URL. And I realized then, just looking ahead that, hey, you got to be savvy in social media. And that's where Matt and I became good friends. We run our own UCAM every year. That's our Caribbean Adventure Mastermind. We just talk social media. But when you look at where it's going, this is social media. This is the Facebook and the YouTubes and all the things you can do with your email base. And this is why we have Chad on Funnel Secrets. Chad was on our master talk last night. But Billy Sticker's talking about Facebook. Yeah, and then Chris Burfield is going to be there talking about Facebook. The importance of knowing that stuff and dialing in your practice. Next year we have Matt Luke. He's speaking at the summit in 2018. But let's just put it this way. Podcasting, you got to be on top of podcasting. You've got to be on top of webinars. That's the next thing. You've got to be on top of, all these new tools that you can be doing, like funnels. I mean, when you tap into what Chad's doing right now with the Funnel Secrets and getting 60 leads a month, that half of them become a new patient, why wouldn't you want to be doing this? There's a way to do it from a Facebook paid ad to your landing page to a lead gen system that if you know how to do this, your practice is going to take off. We just started putting this into Dr. Shreen practice as well. So you have to be on the cutting edge with this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely 100% agree. And you have some of the smartest people in the room. I did want to give Billy Sticker also is an expert at helping chiropractors become authors. And what we're really talking about here is if we go all the way back in time and we look at when chiropractic was really, really getting high success adoption rates, what was going on? Well, BJ Palmer was a media mogul. And, what we're teaching at ChiroSushi, what you're teaching at the Prosperity Summit, along with all your other the platforms that you provide across the year, and then your coaching programs is really how to become a media mogul within your own community. Really, we're talking about podcasts, we're talking about blog writing, we're talking about doing funnels and AdWords, everything to be your own kind of media empire, if you will. And John Kim said at the ChiroSushi Summit, who created a $300 billion company that went public. So I take what he says kind of with some respect. You're a media company first now, then a doctor second, and that's the truth.
I agree. I agree. I've always said you're a business first, so you got to put your business cap on. So you got to see it as a business because you need customers in the front door. You've got to give impeccable care, and I'm talking 11 out of 10. You got to be a Starbucks to everybody else's Dunkin' Donuts, and you got to know how to treat your patients and love them and serve them and do the extraordinary that other chiropractors won't do. And then you've got to just really, here's the secret formula: go around to most of the chiropractic practices and do the opposite, and you've got a successful practice. And I'm saying that and being brutally honest, a lot of chiropractors don't know how to run the business. And this is where we come in and we just turn it right around. I'm going to give you an example. We have a great chiropractor. He's over in the UK. We just went in there and said, this is how you build the model. He went in there and he just did it. And now he's a business chiropractor in the UK and people are banging at his door trying to get in. So this is what it comes down to: seeing it as a business, being, like you said, a media mogul, getting heavy on Facebook, but it's 3 tiers. There's the internal, external. There's old school that still works. Going out there and doing a screening and meeting people and doing your patient appreciation. Second level is internet based, and that's your website. The website's got to have what I call my 12 must-haves. You've got to have your blogs. You've got to have your Facebook, your YouTube, and then there's third level. And third level, you mentioned it, Tristan. That's your podcasting, your funnels. That's your the different tools that you can use in webinars that are going to take you to the community. That's your book. That's the Billy Sticker, who's going to teach you how to be an author. That's the Kathy Wendland Colby. She's teaching how to communicate the authority of your practice to the entire community, so that the entire community are in your practice. They just don't know it yet, right? That's the whole idea, is putting your tentacles way out there and bringing people in. And that's when you start seeing 50, 60, 70 a month. That's when you know you're on purpose.
What I usually start with this, but we jumped right in, and because I was really excited. What is your chiropractic story? What was your why and how you got into chiropractic?
Well, I'll tell you an interesting story. I had a great experience with a chiropractor when I was younger. And I realized like in fourth year university, I want to be a chiropractor. And my anatomy prof, I was his TA, teacher assistant. He said to me, Mike, goes, Mike, go for chiropractic. He goes, I want to be a chiropractor. It's the biggest mistake I ever made. I didn't become one. And I went into chiropractic college, but along the way, I was listening to Tony Robbins. I was sitting in the very back corner of the room. And Tony, there's 5,000 people in the room, and Tony was talking to me, and he said these three words, why not you? And I had this innate was talking to me. He said, be a teacher, be a leader, get out there and teach people. I love doing it. I love seeing the underdogs who are struggling in practice, ready to close their practice. And next thing you know, they're doing, 800,000, a million, 1.2 million a year. And I was so blessed and so lucky to have great coaches over the years. I still get coached. I'm working with Ryan Dice and jumping on with Russell Brunson, because Russell Brunson's a genius when it comes to, marketing and his ClickFunnels. That I decided that I just wanted to be a student of life. I was limited in my four walls. And I remember DeMartini, he said, when you have that calling within the call, that Mother Teresa that had the calling within the call, you have to step out. And my innate just pushed me out. It just said, you got to get out there and you got to teach, you got to help this profession, because a lot of doctors are such in a shithole. And I'm just sick and tired of the mediocrity that I just wanted to just raise the consciousness of the profession. And that's why I've really dedicated my life, to helping this profession move forward. So we got coaching, we got the library, we got seminars, we got mission trips. I mean, there's everything that you need to raise the conscious, and a lot of great coaches out there. So, I tell the doctors that are listening, get somebody of a higher altitude that can help change your attitude and raise your consciousness and your practice skills, and you'll grow.
We're talking live with Dr. Mike Reid. You guys can click the link above for the Prosperity Summit coming up here at the end of October. It's going to be in Virginia. Is Richmond, Virginia, correct?
Richmond, Virginia, right. Yeah.
Richmond, Virginia, Prosperity Summit. Got a great lineup of 12 docs. You also have Krista Burns, the goddess of American Posture Institute. Also a great marketing mind, great sales mind. When we talk about these events, the one thing that comes over is you typically see the same people going, and there's power in that, because they keep investing in themselves. The people that we really need to reach, the people that I know you want to reach, I want to reach, are the people that are sitting on their seats going, I don't know if it's worth the investment for the hotel, the plane ride, and all this, but it really is. If you were in an elevator with someone who was on the fence for coming to the Prosperity Summit, you have 30 seconds to give them a pitch. What's the pitch you give them, Doc?
I would say to them that you have control of your destiny, and you get to write on your own chalkboard of life. And I'll say, I'm going to ask them this one question. At the end of your dash, when you're ready to roll in your grave, can you honestly say that you played full out, that you just gave it your all? Or did you just go through life and consume the resources and excrete all over the place and not make a difference in this planet? You were chosen as a chiropractor to make a difference. We are in an economic healthcare war. We're fighting big pharma. We're fighting chemtrails. Billy DeMoss is right. And if you listen to Billy, even though as crazy as he is, he's one that's saying what we're all thinking. And he's got the balls to get out there and tell the truth. So the chiropractors that are sitting here bitching and whining about their practice, the formula's there. All you guys have to do is connect the dots. Keep dipping yourself in seminars like mine, or ChiroFest, or CalJam, or ChiroSushi. Get out there and learn. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my ability to be where I'm at today. The doctors out there can do the same and grow. And when you hang around like-minded doctors and seminars like this, you will automatically grow, just because of the consciousness, the collective consciousness that's there, and the love and the desire for chiropractors to be successful. So, I tell doctors, it's a small investment. Go for the weekend. If you don't get a 10 return on your money, 100 return on money, I'll refund it. It's not about the money. It's about raising the global consciousness of this profession. Listen, if Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and all these greats can make a difference on this planet, why can't 100,000 chiropractors, right? Give it up. So let's just stop with the excuses and
amen, man. Amen, brother. Guys, I encourage you to click above. I encourage you to take a look at your calendars, and there are so many great, powerful, strong motivators, inspirers, tactical information givers. As you'll see, you're going to get tons of meat and potatoes at the Prosperity Summit in October 27th, 28th. There's a big gala and dinner afterwards. I'm probably going to be there. I'm setting my calendar now. I'm going. So I want to see you guys there. Get to the Prosperity Summit. Click the link above. Dr. Mike Reid, thank you so much for giving us some time today to go down the rabbit hole.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you having me on, and look forward to having you at 2018 on stage as well.
Oh man, I don't know if you want to do that, because we'll talk about that some other time. I've seen a lot of F-bombs. All right, brother. You guys get the Prosperity Summit. We'll see you on the other side. Be well, brother.
I'd love to have you subscribe, comment, like, and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to go to www.chiropractic-masters.com for more free practice building tools.